I would like to request Professor Anil Gupta to share a few words about the future perspective. This has been what we lived in present, learned from the past, but I will now leave it to him how we are going out of the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Hiranmay. Your energy is infectious. And it is very obvious that the effort that you and your volunteer team, with the support of NIF, Srishti, Gyan, all of them, has really delivered on a promise that we made to the nation some months ago, that we will not let the power of youth in our country, technology youth in our country, go waste. For 65 years in this country, students did final year project. And these projects, nobody knew where they were, where they are. I'm sure Dr. Mashilkar, when he was an engineer, he was a final year student of engineering, he must have done a project. But there's no track this country has kept of what happened to the product of young people, young minds, who worked for about a year of their final year or 6 to 8 months of final year in trying to solve a problem. To suggest that these problems were not addressed adequately, the evidence is 100,000 engineering projects available at techpedia.in, brought together by Hiranmay and his team, which Srishti has supported. What do these projects prove? That much against the popular notion that these are cut and paste, that these are just imitation, large number of students of our country are really trying to address a lot of relevant problems for our society in a very meaningful way. But we have not done justice to those efforts. So one of the first purpose that we thought many years ago when we thought about this idea was that we will not let the power of youth in the youngest country of the world, one of the youngest country of the world, go waste. Now, Srishti, Society for Research and Initiatives for Sustainable Technology and Institution, came about way back in '93 when IIM-A felt that a newsletter that we used to bring out from IIM-A at that time for the previous 5 years should be brought out by an independent agency because many claims that we used to publish in it had not yet been confirmed. So Institute felt that maybe there should be an independent platform to bring out this knowledge of the society before the society. So that is how the society was, Srishti was set up. And then a company, Section 25 company, Srishti Innovation, was set up for publishing this purpose. And Srishti had 4 or 5 goals. One is, and it still has those goals, one is to identify creativity in cultural field, educational field, institutional, technological, culinary, food. So what are we trying to do? We are trying to find out the way common people solve problems creatively in technological field, say in agriculture, animal husbandry, machinery, utilities. How do folklore artists create new medium, new metaphors, new forms of expression, new artwork? We found walls on which wonderful work has been done by the artist of the village, whom we call artisan, not artist. Primary school teachers, Dr. Vijay Sherichand is here, who has done pioneering work in identifying those teachers who have brought about tremendous transformation in the lives of young kids and their parents in the villages without using any support from the government. I can go on telling you a large number of stories which he has documented. And our dream is now to involve all of you to map and create a portal of content for our school children. I was recently in IIT Bombay and I asked how many students had come there without coaching. Not one, practically. Now what about those students who can't afford coaching? Will this country do something about those kids who can't afford coaching? So surely we need to create open source content, and I appeal to all of you, just one lesson of any class in different languages, in different formats, if you create, we will have thousands of lessons in Uriya, in Hindi, in Gujarati, in multimedia format, in animation, in textual format, which our students can access. And I can assure you that with your cooperation, we will do it. We will do it. We will do it. We will be able to find ways in which no child of our country should remain devoid of access to content. We may not be able to get good teachers everywhere, but we can get good content everywhere. Once we get good content, I have very great confidence that many of you will find ways of providing what our student did a project earlier on online tutorials. So we can have a hunting system of telephones. A student will say, I don't understand this quadratic equation, and it will go to somebody who's free at the time and will answer that question. So we will have a distributed tutors in large number of colleges of our country, guiding our children and telling them that, look, don't compromise with your curiosity. If you have a question, there is somebody available in the country to answer that question. So we don't need only teachers in the school. All of our young people sitting here are teachers for those kids. And that's what we want to bring about. So Srishti has a dream of making it possible for children of our country to learn at their pace, in the language that they want, in the format that they want, with no excuse for not being able to pursue that path of knowledge. I will give you a small example. We were having a Shodh Yatra in Jharkhand. We went one particular village. We found a boy who was asking a lot of questions after we made the presentation of database. A lot of innovations we were showing. And this fellow will keep on asking questions. So we said, what do you do actually? How do you study for your class? Sir, I have done something. I have found out on which of the hillock, it's a hilly area, on which of the hillock the internet is working at what time of the day. I take my mobile phone, go to that hillock, download 10 questions from a site where these questions are available. I have been registered there. I answer those questions, send the message. I get a reply how many of my questions were right. I benchmark myself every day. He didn't use the word benchmark, but he said, I prepare myself every day for my preparation. Now, I don't know how many of you will do that. This kid in a tribal region is benchmarking his learning every single day. This is the hunger for education in the most interior part of our country. We need to only provide learning opportunities. We also work in the field of institutions, common property institutions. We have a database, common property resource institutions at the Srishti website, because we believe that as resources become scarce, we will not have enough for each individual to enjoy. We will have to share. We will have to work together. And for that, we need to work out norms, values, rules, culture, which can help people to share things together in a sustainable manner. Be it village pond, be it a common parking site in an urban society, be it a waste disposal, any problem you take, we will have to learn to work together. So we started documenting institutions that people had created in the villages, say for bird feeding platform in North Gujarat. Large number of villages in North Gujarat, those of you who are from North Gujarat would know there are chabutras, right? On these chabutras, village collect the grains, whole village, even today, and then feed these birds. How did they evolve? That look, our responsibility is not only for human beings, our responsibility is also for the birds, for the animals, for other beings. This is a typical example of how our society thinks of collectivity. So it is not collective human institution. Human and non-human sentient beings are together thought about. So Srishti has done work in the field of cultural creativity, educational innovations, institutional innovations, and of course technological innovations. And then many of you must have come to the Satvik food festival that we have every year in December. Food, jaisa an, vaisa man. As we eat, so shall we think. So how do we bring healthy food in our life? Many times we don't realize that the food that poor people eat is rich, and the food that rich people eat is poor. Isn't it? So we want to be healthy and we want to learn and create opportunities for our people. Now coming to this effort that Techpedia.in, the platform that we're trying to develop, IIT Bombay is helping us, GTU has done pioneering work in linking industry and the students together. Many of you will ask this question, many of the students sitting here will ask this question, why do we need to go in summer to the industries and the villages? Why can't we enjoy like everybody else is enjoying in their holidays? The question is very simple. This country, my generation, learned to live with problems unsolved for such a long time. We are guilty of that. We knew the problems and we learned to live with them. We knew there are 3 awards that NIF has announced this year. How much award we have announced? 10 lakh for each first prize, 5 lakh second prize, 2.5 lakh third prize. About 50 lakh rupees NIF is going to spend for solving 3 problems. And I'm sharing those 3 problems. Gandhian Inclusive Innovation Award we announced at the Rashtrapati Bhavan in the presence of our Honorable President. Paddy transplantation. Women in a back-bending posture plant paddy. All of the rice that you eat in this country is grown by women transplanting paddy with their feet in water, back bending like this. They have a lot of pain in the back. Every grain that you eat of rice has that pain of the women who planted that rice. So, and I have said, look, we will not live with this problem anymore. This country cannot continue to live with this problem anymore. And this challenge has been thrown up now for all of you, all the young people in the country should find ways of solving this problem. Similarly, tea plucking from the tree in the northeast, the women pluck tea leaves from the bushes and then put it in the bag like this. If you do that, just do it 5 times, just do it like this. Ab kariye aisa. Please do it like this. Just do it. तो दर्द हो रहा है? हैं? वो 2000 बार करती है रोज. 2000 बार. जो चाय का कप पीते हो ना, उस चाय के कप में वेदना है, पीड़ा है उस बहन की, जो उस पत्ती को इकट्ठा करती है कि नहीं? So a lot of women who are picking those leaves, their pain is embedded in the cup of tea that you take every day. And this country will not live with this problem anymore. Third problem that we have posed is this stove that we have, the wood stove. चूल्हा होता है लकड़ी का, उसके अंदर जो लकड़ी चलाते हैं मुश्किल से 14% उसके combustion efficiency है. You increase it by twice, the woman have to walk half the distance. You increase it by 3 times, she has to walk 1/3 of the distance and spend 1/3 of the time in cooking the food and lessening the smoke. So these are the 3 challenges that NIF has picked up. Sashti will help it popularize it and connect the students. Because NIF works with the informal sector, Sashti can work with all sectors of our society to bring this power. So techpedia.in is not just a platform for pooling projects, it is also a platform for connecting the young people of our country with the problem of our society. There are 3 or 4 segments that we are going to connect with. One is MSME, micro and small and medium enterprises, which provide the most jobs in our country. The large corporations don't generate too many jobs. They generate wealth, of course, but they don't generate jobs. Jobs are generated by small enterprises. So unless we make small enterprises more efficient and competitive, we will not have more jobs in our economy. So how would we do it? They can't afford to have R&D team, small enterprise. So who will do R&D for them? All of us will do R&D for them. We will do R&D for them. Because they will then convert that into business and hire some of you who would like to work at the job. Some of you will become entrepreneurs. That's fine. So one of our goals is to connect MSME with the students. Second is tribal areas. Dr. Sudarshan Iyengar, my dear friend for the last 40 years, he has set up a small research hub in Dharampur. And he wants to convert that as a learning laboratory for understanding the problem, but not just understanding, making a small difference to them in health, education, wherever. So some of our students need to go and work with him and understand the problem that these tribal people face, and then answer them. All the produce in the forest, all of them practically, are extracted from the forest as raw material without any value addition in the forest. चिरौंजी वहाँ पर होती है जिसको हम लोग मिठाई में डालते हैं, लेकिन वहाँ नहीं निकलता उसका बीज. वहाँ निकालेंगे तो उसमें टूट जाता है 45%, 50%. All the forests produced today are being used as raw material. We have an internal colonialism, उपनिवेशवाद. आदिवासी क्षेत्रों को हमने अपनी उपनिवेश बना रखा है. These are our colonies. जैसे हिंदुस्तान कॉलोनी था अंग्रेजों का एक समय में, आज हमने अपने देश में कॉलोनीज बना रखी हैं. देखो भाई, this is not going to sustain. Correct? Nobody would like to be seen as a colonized human being, colonized mind. So we should start doing away with this feudal system of exploitation where we want cheap labor, we want a help in the home, therefore we must keep some people poor who will come and clean our house. Because if they become prosperous, we will not get help. हमको सब काम अपने हाथ से करना पड़ेगा. And this is the country we want to live in, where nobody will be providing you menial help. सब अपनी अपनी ज़िंदगी को आगे बढ़ाएंगे. We will have to work with our hand. हमको अपना टॉयलेट अपना साफ करना पड़ेगा, अपने घर में सफाई झाड़ू पोछा अपने आप करना पड़ेगा. There will be nobody available for doing that, and nobody should be available for doing that. So this is a dream that we have. Sashti, we will discuss some other time more details, but at this moment I will only say that this award that we are giving today, and Dr. Mashelkar has always inspired us, and as Hiranmay was recalling his speech, many times, because he has come up through that process where he has seen the hard times, we know that we will be able to get that authentic inspiration. Inspiration not by just words, but where people have lived those values. And those values which you have lived inspire us far longer and far deeper than values which we just profess without practicing. So it is not easy for all of us to be authentic, but we should try, we can try. We can try to be as authentic as possible. And authenticity is only possible when inner and outer are in connection. हमारी अंदर की भावना और बाहर का व्यवहार दोनों एक साथ मिल जाएं. तो विचार, व्यवहार और संस्कार, जब ये तीनों एक लाइन में आ जाएंगे ना, विचार, व्यवहार और संस्कार, तो व्यक्ति व्यक्ति नहीं रहता, फिर वो एक सामाजिक समुदाय का एक चिन्ह बन जाता है. We embody community. We indicate, we symbolize community feelings. So we should be able to do that in this effort. And I'm very confident these awards are just the beginning. It was impossible for us to do complete justice to entries that we got from diploma colleges, more than 4,000, more than 5,000 from degree colleges, from Gujarat alone. Then more than 1,000 we got out of which 500 came online, and remaining came by entries in different ways to Srishti. All of these had to be scrutinized, benchmarked, analyzed with the help of volunteers from NIF, from Srishti, from IIT Bombay, Dr. Shishu from PERD. A lot of people helped us. A lot of people have helped us in shortlisting these technologies. And Dr. Bharat Chattu is here from MS University. Our dean from Dr. Singh is there from Punjab Technical University. We have colleagues from other institutions of this country. Very soon, this platform will provide a linkage for all the technical universities which want to join hands. And I'm quite confident that as the time passes, they will tell us what commitment they want to make. So this is a platform which will provide identity, energy, enthusiasm, and support to the young people of our country for taking their ideas forward. संवेदना से सृजनशीलता जो पैदा करते हैं, संवेदना से सृजनशीलता जो पैदा करते हैं, उन सब बच्चों को हम लोग सहयोग करेंगे, उनके साथ उनकी भावनाओं को आगे बढ़ाएंगे। धन्यवाद।
Thank you, sir. That is what the futuristic prospect is, because that I told that the vision that he put forward is, we just, when we started this TechPedia and all, when we were the students, he dictates a vision for another year and we chase it. So this is the vision for this year. He put forward a very good point of benchmarking the processes and the productivity, the capacity, even in the lesser available areas like this tribal guys. So I was talking to Professor Vadodara a few days back that this time we are going to benchmark in a very, very proper way how innovation can be taken to the new level, because when Gandhiji declared an award of 7,700 pounds in the early 1900s, it is worth 10 crore rupees today for developing this charkha, redesigning so that it can take lesser friction, more productivity, and more economical value for sustaining and strengthening the ecosystem. He has benchmarked in so nicely. I need this sort of prototype, this sort of efficiency, this much of cost, this value should be there. So we need such mechanism, even if the external mechanism will not dictate us to do so, but we will internalize that process, we will internalize the pain, which may lead to passion.
And we also have Dr. Dinesh Avasthi
from EDI. Right. So maybe it will again these people from National Innovation Council like Dr. Mashilkar Rajalu is telling that, our Saraswati must lead to Lakshmi. So maybe Professor Avasthi will be a real point for catalyzing this movement. And that too in India. Last time also we talked that our Saraswati is creating Lakshmi elsewhere. But this time we'll try to make it in Ahmedabad, Mangalore, Chennai, and in India, some sort of an Indian ecosystem. So pain to passion and passion to platforms, this is a stage that you are getting. And platform must be catalyzed by purpose, the why factor, which may lead to productivity. And if these things happen, then prosperity is by sure. What I feel, what I figured out from his speech. And this is what, again, he appealed that, maybe these young people can play a better role. They could be the R&D person for the people who are have-nots in R&D, in formal science. And they cannot be just mere few, one or two. They could be anybody, anywhere, not anonymous. Anybody, anywhere, but not anonymous. Who could not be just a mere individual, who could be institutions himself. And this may again let me remember the word that Dr. Mashilkar has used in TED Talk, that can we convert our national laboratory mindset to nation as a laboratory mindset? Can we create individual innovators? Can we create an I index? Can we create an individual responsibility? So this is what I really appreciate. We will take on these ahead. And Dr. Mashilkar has told that in 21st century, India's biggest gift to the world is Gandhian engineering that he is going to talk. But again, he has mentioned in 20th century,